the dailies, and so let's take a look at what we have in the various pages of the newspapers that we have here. All right, so let me go to the Daily Graphic, and on the front page of the Daily Graphic, we have here 1.9 million youth idle, no work, no training, no education. No work, no training, no education. This is a Ghana Statistical Service report that we have here. So it's a very difficult headline to fathom. Almost 2 million people in Ghana. There's that. Not just 2 million people, 2 million youth, which means people of working age. They don't have work, they don't have training, or they're not going through training, and there's no education. It is crazy to think about this. Well, let me just say a big welcome to the one and only, ever special, ever radiant, Vivian Kai Loco. Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Yeah.
Where's the mushroom?
It's a bright morning.
Where's the mushroom?
Didn't Chris tell you?
That.
I'm putting it together because there are a number of you now.
Please, please, please. Stop it. Stop it.
There's you.
Stop it.
There's Chris.
Stop it.
There's HR.
Stop it.
There's Apioko.
We are not interested.
There's
This
there's
promise
five
and
people.
fail thing is too
It's not-
African. It's too
no,
African and Ghanaian.
You, I'll surprise you.
How are you
I will
behaving
shock
like
you.
that?
I will shock you.
You shock.
Yeah,
Don't
I'll shock
shock
you.
yourself.
But how you do? How you do?
Well, how are
otherwise?
you?
Not bad at all. Apart from the criticisms about my
Yeah, what?
anyway. No, I will shock you. I'll surprise you.
Oh, no, you surprise
very
yourself.
surprised.
I've given up on you. I'm
You've
not
given
going to
up.
ask you again.
No, see, this level, you can't give up like that. What is that?
Hey, life is not like we are in a hurry.
You're in a hurry.
We don't have time.
But the people
on
who are in a
earth.
hurry, we can't see their moves.
Me, I'm in a hurry. If you promise me something, I'm wasting my time. I'll just move on with my life.
Yeah, so Charlie, look what's happening here.
The Daily Graphic, right? 1.9 million youth idle.
crazy.
But this is not surprising. We see them in our communities. We see them around us, whether we're in the cities, whether we're in the villages. There are a lot of people who are not receiving full education. There are a lot of people who are not training for any particular skill. And there are a lot of people who are unemployed. So you go out there in the afternoons, you see them idling about, playing the drafts, doing all sorts of things. Some are trying hard to get jobs or build something, but they're struggling. I keep saying this thing, till we also move away from the orientation that you should work for somebody all the time. This is what we were all told to do, most of us.
Yes.
We would have these things. We need to move to the point where people have a skill, they can start something, and not something that is just for them, but a generational thing that their children's children will take up. Because if you look at many of the companies that have survived the time, not in Ghana, actually, abroad or whatever. These are companies that have been built by their forefathers.
Hundreds of years old.
Hundreds of years old.
Wealth.
Generational wealth. So till we move away from everybody wants to go to the civil service, everybody wants to go to corporate, everybody wants to work for somebody because it's easier. The person will carry all the load.
All the responsibilities, the burden. If money doesn't come in, you will still get paid.
Exactly. I mean, we would see a lot of these things. So we have a lot of work to do. And of course, we need to create an environment for people who want to go into businesses to survive. Out of 10 businesses that are formed, every year, and this is not a statistics just in Ghana, in most parts of the world, about 7 or 8 collapse. So SMEs, building, growing is not easy. Most of us will collapse. Some will go back, try and get a build and all that. So this is not shocking. This is to be expected. So we all have a lot of things to do. So that's the Ghana Statistical Service's latest report on that.
I'll just give you one more here. It says Accra Kumasi Road, Galamsey impedes 3 bypass constructions.
Yeah. I think this story came out last week. Ashanti regional correspondent brought that story as well. You see, we keep thinking that this Galamsey thing, it's in the hinterlands or somewhere, forgetting that it will affect every one of us at a point, whether it's the environment, the air you breathe, the water you drink, and everything. Now your infrastructure is being destroyed.
What on earth are we talking about here? It's like we can stop it too. But it's like we are not interested.
It's the will to stop it, because it's not that simple as it turns out, you know. So it's the will to stop it.
Really, what's the difficulty? If we want to stop it, we can stop it.
Kweku, last month or so, a parliamentary candidate told, you know, people in illegal mining and all that, that if the security or the police come to the mining, whatever, they try to do whatever. What has come out of that?
Deal with them, beat them up.
What has come out of that case? So that's what I'm saying. If until today we didn't have the party condemn it, we've not had any prominent people.
So truly, aside of the talk, we're actually not interested in solving the problem.
Action. Everything is the execution.
Let's stop kidding. We're not interested in stopping it.
Please,
it's obvious.
I'm not sure. Anyway, can I take you to the Ghanaian Times?
Yes, please do.
The Ghanaian Times says, dying young, tragic realities of child kidney patients in Ghana. It's a special feature story. And then there's also disappearance of victim in Gambia. ECOWAS court orders Ghana to release documents to applicant. And some good news, organized labor calls off nationwide strike, but they've given SNIT 1 month ultimatum to address all outstanding issues. And of course, the president has gone to inaugurate 40.4 kilometer Bichem Teshimantia Akomadan Trunk Road. This is in front of the Ghanaian Times.
Okay. I have the Chronicle, and it says, I endorse Baumia's vision. And you see an insert with Baumia jubilating and Napo being welcomed by Nene Sakti at his palace. Okay. Brian Echampo hands over infrastructure projects to beneficiary communities, and police find Kuntunsin body in Tema. Okay. There's a scripture on the Chronicle. It says, let love be genuine. Abhor what is evil. Hold fast to what is good.
So, Kweku, your love for me, it should be genuine.
Romans 12.
If it's not genuine, keep your
My
love.
love for you
You can't come and quote
my love for
scripture. You can't come and
my
quote
love-
scripture and not practice
My love
it.
for you is
So
genuine
please,
and forever.
if it was genuine by
It's
now, the
genuine
mushroom
and
will be here.
forever. Oh, but you're now equating love to mushroom.
It's your actions. What is love about?
Oh, I go shock you.
Is it talk?
I say I go shock you.
Okay. The new finder. The new finder says SNIT paid pensioners 19.4 billion cedis from 25.2 billion Ghana cedis benefits collected in 5 years, and then leaving a positive balance of 5.7 billion cedis financial resilience. I think the accounts of SNIT will continue being scrutinized based on what they've spoken about on the issue about the investments and pulling out. So yesterday we spoke to him, Bernard Avila spoke to him, that's the DG of SNIT on the breakfast show, and he's saying that all the cases in terms of investments of the hotels should be looked at case by case. But me, what I keep saying is, if we've been able to put Labadi Beach Hotel on a profit streak, we can do for the rest of the others.
I want to say this, that the profit or the profiting that we see at Labadi Beach, let's see which years were they profitable. Okay, because the truth of the matter is that we also know that since 1991 or thereabouts, when Labadi Beach was set up, Labadi Beach is the only one of all the hotels that hasn't had, until recently, a government-appointed management. It's been managed like every other international hotel.
Yeah, so you're saying that take
So,
out the government appointed
yes.
ones on the, because that's where the influence, or don't do the, which,
Yeah.
you know, can affect
Yeah.
the running of. So I mean, at least, what's it called? The union wants to meet with them in the next month to see how
Yeah.
things can be done properly with the rest of these investments. But I'm happy that all of us collectively, because this thing about halting government appointees getting involved in the purchase of state entities. And this is not a 2024 thing.
No.
This thing has been happening with all governments. All governments. So every government is guilty.
Culpable.
So let's not make
All
it look
inside.
like it's the, you know, everybody's guilty. I'm happy that together as a collective, the people have been able to say, no, we can't do this. These things should hold. And I hope when another government tries to do that, we will all collectively again halt it. We need to move to the point and say that government appointees and all that have no business buying state-owned
I really
assets.
agree with that. I mean, the appointees who don't agree with it, but me, I really
No,
agree
I mean,
with that because, seriously.
I think Nanado's statement during the time I was campaigning that if you're a government appointee, you have no business being interested in grabbing was a great one. And we should all stick with that. If you want to do that, detach yourself from the government proper and then do it. So it is what it is. So it sends a message across, and I hope that we're able to turn around the fortunes of all these hotels, because if we don't get the right investments from them, it's going to affect our pensions in the future. We can't sweat like this. And then when we're older, we can't work.
2035 or something, the way they're managing.
No, they said it's not true.
It's not true.
Yes.
You're sure?
Yeah, that's what they said. Sometimes you make me look like I'm speaking. I'm not. I work. Anyway, let me take you to the new finder. And then I think I've given you a bit of the final one. First Sky Group to construct 50 churches and houses for Assemblies of God. First Sky Group, they do great stuff, don't they?
Their work is good.
And then, of course, Organized Labor seeks engagement with SNIT after calling off strike.
Okay. Now, on this SNIT matter, Kofi Osafo-Maafo, the Director General of SNIT, says it's not fair at all regarding people that are calling for his head. This is on the Daybreak, the front page of the Daybreak. And, well, clearly he's not happy about it, but the truth is we've got to get better, you know. Yeah, we have to have good, solid leadership that brings profit. You know.
And he, together with the board, management are being, you know, forced out by labor. They feel that they should step out off and for other people too. So we'll see how that pans out. So he's got a lot of work ahead of him. I don't envy him at this point as the DG of
Guess what Leonardo is saying? My government has done more roads than Mills Muhammad.
Okay, together. Okay.
Yeah. Well,
they should be interrogated. I don't have the figures.
We'll check out the details. Yes, we'll definitely have to look into it and do the comparison proper, you know. And then, of course, that's what we have for the front page of the Daybreak.
Okay, let me take you to the Daily Guide, because one of the main stories on this, the front page of the paper says, please invite A+ to assist in Ahmed Swale's murder probe. Bawumia promises are real. This is Nana Addo speaking. And then also NDC blocks bauxite lithium deals. And also virtual InfoSec now tier 1 cybersecurity provider. And then still on the front page, Brian Echampo unveils $3.2 million infrastructure project for farmers. I think Brian has moved, you know, on with the whole thing, and it's gone back to work. So we have A+ being invited to assist, because I'm told he made a statement on social media that he knows who killed.
The statement is actually on the front page of the Hawk newspaper. It says, I know who killed Swale.
Okay.
But I won't tell the police.
Oh, what is that?
I don't know what that's about.
So it's been invited. Yesterday he was invited. And then he was made to go. He's supposed to go back during the week again over this. This Ahmed Swale murder case, 8 years. We need to find the perpetrators and you know, do the right thing.
Yeah.
So that's from the Daily Guide.
All right, the Hawk newspaper, again, it says, I know who killed Swale, but I won't tell the police. A+ stuns the public. Now, NHIA releases 135.6 million Ghana cedis to settle claims. We have 86.8% of Ghanaians living in poor sanitation. Vivian, this number is staggering. 86.8% of Ghanaians living
86?
Yes.
Or 8.6?
No, 86.8% of Ghanaians living in poor sanitation.
No, I shouldn't be surprised.
No.
Yesterday, I was telling you, when you leave your house,
It's true.
from the gutters to the
true.
streets,
Yeah.
to every
Everywhere,
place is dirty.
filthy.
Every
Filthy.
place is filthy. Filthy. The word filthy is even not, it doesn't describe what we are seeing. And the whole place smells. And nothing is being done about it. These statistics that have been released. Anyway.
Yeah, but it's very wild, though. And it's
Yeah.
like it's like we have no shame.
That's why
We're not embarrassed by
No,
it.
we're not. You know, when I was growing up, I remember when I was a little girl going to school and being stuck in traffic on the Teshinungwa Road. You remember what those days? It used to be a serious traffic-prone, you know, road. You could stay in for 3 hours on your way, the peak period, 6, 7. You see women by the streets sweeping the streets and making sure every place is neat and all that. These days, I don't see that anymore. You don't wake up by the streets, people. Then every day, people are cleaning the streets every morning. They're cleaning, and it's not like their house proper.
No.
This is a side of the roads. Then they sweep all the way towards their, you know, house proper, and then into their house. We don't see that cleaning the gutters. We don't see that anymore. What we see is people dumping stuff
into gutters.
People will be driving the car. The next thing, they throw rubbish out from the window. It hits your window, and you're like, hey, what just happened? By the streets, they are just chewing sponge, spitting, you know, spitting. Whatever disease or health condition you have, you just throw it into the you know, environment. Anyway, Economy Times. Customers' complaints to BOG drop sharply. And then Bank of Ghana auctions $120 million forex in Q3 2024. And Ghana's credit rating to be upgraded after Eurobond exchange. Moody's hint with that.
Okay. I think you should give us the final paper, and then we can do some online stories.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then organized labor, this is BNFT. Organized labor calls off strike, issues 1-month ultimatum to SNIT. GT Bank to hold 3rd annual autism workshop and consultations. And then also, Accra will rise and shine again. This is Gamanche speaking. He said this during the homework cleanup. You know, he's pretty worried about how Accra is filthy, what we're just talking about. And I like the fact that he's now involved in these cleanup exercise to get people to get their surroundings clean. And I like the cooperation we've seen so far from traders in the Central District, where, you know, they close their shops all the way to 12. There's not been much agitation. So it shows that there have been discussions prior to the cleaning, and it's going well. If we can all just clean our surroundings, we should be fine. Just your surroundings, I'm sure we'll be fine.
I really think so. I really think so. All right, let's do some online stories. Let me see if I can just jump on our portal. The ChannelOneNews.com. We have okay. My tablet is challenged here, but I will try and open it up here.
So whilst you are doing that, I'm interested in reading this customers' complaints to drop. BOG drops sharply, because I'm wondering, are people not making the complaints, or they've stopped making it because they don't get the attention? So let me just quickly do that whilst you're trying to get us to citynewsroom.com or Channel One TV. Customers' complaints received by Bank of Ghana regards to banks, specialized deposit-taking institutions, other financial institutions, and payment systems and service providers have declined sharply at the end of 2023 compared to 2022 figures. Now, according to the newspaper, last year, the Bank of Ghana received a total of 695 complaints from customers of banks, SDIs, other financial institutions, and payment systems and service providers, as against 983 total complaints received in 2022, representing a decrease of 29% in 2023, compared with an increase of 15% in 2022. Now, this resulted in the payment of monetary awards refunds totaling 3.8 billion to deserving complainants. This represents a 31% increase from 2.9 billion reported in 2022. Now, despite the fall in the number of complaints recorded, complaints continue to increase in complexity, thereby requiring more time for resolution. Now, out of the 695 complaints, 458 were resolved and 237 remain unresolved as at the end of 2023.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go to do some online stories.
Okay.
All right. So we have on ChannelOneNews.com, we have Democracy Hub to embark on 3-day protest from 21st of September. Okay. We also have a first.
Well, what's the protest about?
Well, okay, let me just read a bit of that briefly to give us some context. So Democracy Hub has announced its intention to hold a 3-day demonstration from September 21st to 23rd at the Revolutionary Square across Liberation Road opposite the Jubilee House. I can bet you almost anything. This is not going to happen. It's too close to the Jubilee House.
Oh, but sometimes they
allow it.
They allow
okay,
it. Yes.
We'll see. So in a statement, Democracy Hub confirmed that it has informally notified the Inspector General of Police, Dr. George Ekufu-Dampare, in accordance with the Public Order Act. The protest organized by the group will begin at 6 a.m. The demonstration aims to address critical issues affecting the country, including socioeconomic injustice, unemployment, rising poverty, state capture, nepotism, corruption, and the need for judicial independence. So, this is what it's all about, and it looks like they make wild. I don't know if the police have given them permission yet, but they've actually petitioned the police.
Okay, we'll see how it pans out.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a City Newsroom, right? I'll stay with
ChannelOne News.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me take you to City Newsroom.
Sure.
And some of the top stories there. Support Kisia Jabeng to win corruption fight. This is Dom Level to us journalists. And also Apia Kubi, siren use amendment aimed at boosting productivity of MPs. And then Bagbin adjourns sitting after only 24 MPs showed up in Parliament.
Please, those last two headlines, they are very related. And I think we should look into those stories. 24 MPs. Is it 24?
24.
24 showed up in Parliament.
Yesterday.
Out of 275.
Yeah.
24 showed up in Parliament. Okay. And then, so because of that, the Speaker has to adjourn.
Yes.
Okay. Then at the same time, Apia Kubi, who is also an MP, is saying that we need to give
MPs,
access
ministers, deputy ministers, judges, and all that access to
speeding and motorcades and whatever else that it will come with. So that they can be more efficient.
Yes.
You won't come to Parliament. You won't come and sit down and
know,
work.
this yesterday, the 24 thing, I was shocked. Do you know why I was shocked?
Why?
Just last week, the minority raised issues with the quorum that most of them are not coming. So if they don't come this week, they will boycott. Okay. And then they do the same. They don't turn up.
Yeah.
I mean, so where are you? What are you doing?
Yeah.
Now you want access to speed. So you leave home when you want, or you go and do whatever when you want.
Whatever you want.
And then
speed to Parliament.
And I'm thinking, yesterday I was trying to do a research on developed countries, how, they give their legislators, they give the executives in terms of these things. And I was finding it difficult to get
to find
any developed country that gives them this access.
Yes.
You know, there was a president that visited Macron, one of these Scandinavian presidents, and they were riding bicycles.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
the UK, the prime minister, whoever, you use the tube like everybody else.
So I've sent you a little article that I wrote yesterday
Yeah.
off the back of this. I was very upset. I was like, what kind of irrational behavior is this? That we say we have gone to learn from 2 or 3 countries how to practice democracy. Okay, no problem. When we look at the people that we borrow from, the people that we copy, the people that we travel to go and chill at their places, all those people, which of them is behaving like this?
I mean, if you want to, and I'm looking at the judges. The judges are the ones who set the time for the courts.
Yes.
It's been agenda
Yes.
so and so
Yes.
and so. You don't need. So
No,
you have given
yeah,
the
you
time.
gave the time.
Leave early. Those in parliament, leave early and get to work or whatever on time. You see, when you do the right thing, you experience the wrongs.
Yes.
So that you can change
yes,
them.
you can fix
if
them.
you can experience the
Yeah.
traffic we sit in
Yeah.
every day
You do the
because
right
the
thing to
roads are
fix
not
that.
done,
Yeah.
because there are potholes, so you take forever finding your way to get
maneuver,
through,
yeah.
you would understand what we go through. If you avoid all these speeding,
Yeah.
if you know, we even said that this Land Cruiser thing in Accra.
Yeah. There's a reason why the Land Cruiser, the Nissan Patrol, all the other type of vehicles like that are known as cross-country vehicles.
But what happened
There's
to...
a reason,
You know, there was
in case you didn't know.
a rule that stopped officials from using the Land Cruisers in Accra.
But you know that
Is
these,
it 2 years ago?
but you know that these rules,
The-
when we
these-
make them,
These were part of the rules to cut down on expenditure.
Yes.
I think we need to follow up on that. What
yeah.
happened to
No,
that?
but you know-
Because we still
no, but
see
you know
them
these
using
rules,
them in
Yeah,
Accra.
you know that these rules, when they make them, they announce them, right? And then slowly, one person will say,
You see, we are all part of the
and then we'll
problem.
go.
Even as citizens, we are not holding people accountable.
So, anyway.
Because they make their thing, we also come and shout after a few days. We
We'll keep
move on.
quiet.
And I blame all of us, including
but there's a lot
journalists,
to
because
deal
the
with.
cycle can move so quickly.
There's a lot to deal with. So we are dealing with the things. So they should stop misbehaving.
We have to hold them. The people are government. Government are the people.
Okay.
So we both ways, we
Fair
need to
enough.
hold them accountable. So
Fair
we need to follow up on all these rules. Kweku,
Yes, thank you.
Have a good
day.
morning.
Yes, you too.
and let's hold them accountable.
All right, so sports is next. Don't go anywhere. All right, so sports now. We're going to get some updates. After 14 years, German national team legend Thomas Müller yesterday retired from international football. Now, in 131 appearances for DFB, the 34-year-old scored 45 times, which included 10 goals across 4 World Cup campaigns. Wow, imagine being in 4 World Cups.
Right.
Hey, that's a long career. Now, he is the 3rd most capped player in Germany's history and played a crucial role in delivering the country's 4th world title at the 2014 World Cup in Brazil. Müller made 2 appearances from the bench at Euro 2024, with Germany exiting the competition after a 2-1 extra time defeat by Spain.
All right, so Premier League on City. Chelsea has released their new home jersey ahead of the upcoming Premier League season. The club said on Monday that the new kits will have a vibrant blue color to symbolize new passions for the new season. The club added that the melting pot patterns on the new shirt represented the fusion of the club's legacy and London's youthful population. However, some fans of the club have expressed their displeasure in the new kits.